Mark Zuckerberg has just announced that Meta will be flattening its org and removing some layers of middle management.
Did you fire them?
And this could mean laying off managers or moving them to individual contributor roles. Elon Musk did something similar but way more extreme when he bought Twitter and mandated that managers have at least 20 reports and spend at least 20% of their time coding.
And you didn't select me because I'm good at coding.
There are more examples like this, which could be signaling the start of a trend to have flatter organizations. And it makes sense because a lot of companies are not looking to grow their numbers in 2023, and they're no longer operating with this idea of infinite resources and infinite growth. As an engineering manager, this affects me, and it affects other people as well, especially developers who are looking to move into management this year or getting a promotion. If you're a developer and you are thinking of going into management, now it's going to be like trying to lift off the earth by pulling on your own hair. This is not like 2021 where every week we had an avalanche of new developers coming in. You'll have less opportunities to develop those skills or get that role. To get meaningful management experience, you need direct reports. And if your company is not hiring, it's going to be really tough to get those kinds of opportunities. Companies will also likely try to increase the number of people that report to a single manager to become more efficient. If you're working towards a promotion to a more senior level, that's going to be also harder now because those opportunities are usually more available when the company is growing. Most companies usually want the organization to look like a pyramid with a higher number of low experienced people at the bottom, and as you go towards the top, you have less people with more and more experience. If you're an engineering manager, such as I am, I think it's really important to invest more in your technical roots because we could see a trend for companies asking you to increase your coding contributions. Ideally, you kept a lot of your technical skills sharp. I know that for some companies this is a must, and for others, it's really not a focus. I always chose to work in companies that value that because I think it's really important for engineering managers to stay really technical. And the best way to keep the blade sharp is to use it. So what I do is I review pull requests, I guide and review technical proposals, I pair program, and I have coding side projects. Still, I've gotten further away from coding over the years, which is normal. In my previous company, I was a senior manager responsible for 4 teams, so I actually stopped coding at work. When you're a senior manager, it's really hard to make time for coding, and when you do make time, it's often not the highest priority thing you can be doing. It's not the best thing for the company or for your growth and career. In my current company, I'm a line manager. That means I'm not managing managers anymore, so there's more opportunities for me to code. Of course, it's really hard to code when you join a company as an engineering manager because you get pulled into other higher priority tasks all the time. For managers in Meta, it's actually quite nice because they code during their onboarding. It's way easier to keep coding when you start in a company as a developer and then you move to an engineering manager role. So if you're considering starting to code as a manager, it's important that you choose tasks that are not on the critical path. Because as a manager, this is not your top priority. You might get pulled into something that's higher priority and you don't want to block the team. The other thing is when choosing a task, you should choose something that you're able to wrap up fast because you might have to switch focus to something else. So let's recap what we know. We're seeing what could be a trend to have flatter organizations and less middle management. If you want to become an engineering manager or get a promotion this year, it will be harder. But still, you should continue investing on growing your skills so that you're well positioned for when things change. If you're an engineering manager, you should continue investing on your technical contributions, that be reviewing technical proposals and reviewing pull requests. Tech companies will get back to growing. And in the meantime, we just have to adjust our expectations around promotions and around going into management roles. If you're earlier in your career and you're wondering whether it's worth it to do a master's or a bachelor's in computer science, watch this video next. Good luck out there and keep senior developing.